Welcome to C and C++ programming under EPG Pathshala. Today we will start with module operator overloading and type conversion. One of the important feature of object-oriented programming is extensibility. Operator overloading provides a very good mechanism to increase the use and the flexibility of extensibility in C++. As we have seen, there are different operators in C++. Those are relational operators, mathematical operators, logical operators, and so on. Operator is a specific function that tells the compiler to perform the specific operation. For example, if you want to apply the division operator for integer and float data types, it can be done as 2 divided by 3, then the answer will be 0. Whereas 2.0 divided by 3.0, the answer will be 0.66667. As you can see here, for the same operator division, the algorithms that are used for the integer data type and the float data type will be different. Operator overloading is a mechanism to give the special meaning to the existing operator for the new class data type. C++ tries to overload almost all the operators for user defined data types also. Operator overloading can be done by writing the special member function, which is called as a operator function. In C++, almost the syntax of built-in data type and for user defined data type is same. For example, if you want to add two integer numbers, the syntax will be C equal to A plus B, where A, B and C all three are of type integers. Whereas if you want to overload the plus operation for the class complex numbers, then the syntax will be C3 equal to C1 plus C2. Here C1, C2 and C3 are the objects of class complex. As you can see here, the syntax is almost same for integer data type and for user defined data type complex class. The second part of this particular module is type conversion. Type conversion means converting one data type to another data type. We have already seen two types of type conversion. Those are implicit type conversion and explicit type conversion. Here we are going to see a special type conversion which is applied to the user defined data type and built-in data types. There are three types of type convergence that we are going to see. Those are from built-in data types to user defined data type, from user defined data type to built-in data type, and third one is from one user defined data type to another user defined data type. So now let's start with the module. Let's see the learning objective of this particular module. We'll understand about operator overloading. We'll study about this pointer. We'll learn about overloading of unary operators. We'll learn about overloading of binary operators. Get familiar with overloading of insertion and extraction operators. Study about manipulation of strings using operators. Get familiar with rules of overloading operators. Study about type convergence. Operator overloading has the ability to provide the operators with a unique meaning for a data type. The mechanism of giving unique meaning to an operator is known as operator overloading. The operator overloading offers a flexible option for the creation of a new definition for most of the C++ operators. The semantics of an operator can be extended, but it is not possible to modify its syntax and the grammatical rules that manage its use, such as number of operands, precedence and associativity. The operator overloading can be done by implementing a function which can be a member function or a friend function. The two types of operator overloading that are supported by C++ are unary operator overloading and binary operator overloading. The operator overloading can be done with the help of the special function called as an operative function. The syntax of the operator function is as follows. Here first we will write the return type, then the class name, colon colon, that is a scope resolution operator, operator op, and in bracket the argument list, and then we will write a body of the function. In this particular syntax, the return type is the value returned by the specific operation and op is the operator. The op is preceded by the keyword operator. The operator function can be a member function or a friend function. A basic difference between them is that a friend function will have one argument for unary operator and two arguments for binary operators, while a member function will have no arguments for unary operator and only one for binary operator. This is because the object used to invoke the member function is passed implicitly and therefore it is available for the member function. But for the friend function, such facility is not provided. The argument may be passed either by value or by the reference. The steps for overloading the operator are, there are 3 steps. Create a class that defines the data type that is to be used in overloading operation. Second, declare the operator function operator op in the public part of the class. It may be either a member function or a friend function. Third, define the operator function to implement the required operations. Here you can see the list of all the operators that can be overloaded for user defined data type. The operators that may be overloaded both in their unary and binary form are plus, minus, star and slash. Operators that cannot be overloaded are the class member operator, scope resolution operator, the size of operator, conditional operator. The operators that cannot be overloaded using the friend function are equal to, the execution operator, the round bracket operator and square bracket operator. Overloading the unary operators. Now let us start and see how the unary operators are overloaded. It can be done using the member function and as a friend function. Now let us see the overloading of unary operators using member function. In case of unary operator, since it operates on only one operand, the operand itself calls the overloaded operator function. Therefore, the argument is not sent to the function. The syntax is return type operator of opening closing bracket and the body of the function. The example is, suppose we have to overload the operator minus, then the return type can be taken it as the complex operator minus in bracket opening and closing bracket. We will start with the operator function. We will define complex temp dot num is equal to minus num and return the temp object and our function will end. Now let us see a simple program to implement the usage of the unary minus operator. Now this is a minus operator that we are going to overload using the member function. So our operator function will not have any argument. Let us start with the program. Hash include iostream using namespace std. Now here we will declare the class minus as class minus. Our private data members will be integer a, b, c. In a public part, we will declare first the parameterized constructor as minus integer a, integer b, integer c, and inside the constructor function we will have the code as a equal to a, b equal to b, c equal to c. Our constructor function will end. We will have one more member function as void display void. Now here we will just have a declaration inside the class. Now we will write a member function which is an operator function as void operator minus opening and closing brackets. Our class definition will end here. Now these two member function display and operator will define it outside the class. So let us start with the display function now, void minus scope resolution operator display void. Now here display is a member function which we are defining outside the class. So here scope resolution operator is used. We will start with the operator cout a equal to the value of a end l, cout b equal to value of b end l, cout c equal to c, the value of c will be displayed end l and the function will end. Now let us define the operator function as void minus scope resolution operator, operator minus. Here inside the code we will have it as a equal to minus a, b equal to minus b, c equal to minus c, our operator function will end. As you can see, to reverse or to minus the values of the object class minus, there are 3 private data members a and b and c where we have done the negation of these 3 values. Now start with the main function integer main. Here first we will declare the object of class minus as minus m in bracket the 3 values 5, 10 and minus 15. So here for the object m, a will get a value 5, b will get a value 10 and c will get a value minus 15. Now we will display the message as cout before activating the operator minus. We will display the value on the screen as m dot display. Now we will use the operator as minus m. Then we will write a statement as cout after activating the operator minus m dot display, and our main program will end. As you can see here, the unary operator minus is applied to the object m as minus m. When this code is executed by the compiler, it is basically converted to a code m dot minus and in bracket the argument. M is the object which is going to call the operator function minus. So, here the m is passed implicitly to the operator function. When the above code is compiled and executed, it will produce the following result as before activating operator minus, the values are a equal to 5, b equal to 10, c equal to minus 15. After activating the operator minus, the values will be a equal to minus 5, b equal to minus 10 and c equal to 15. Now, let us see a program to see the usage of plus plus operator overloading using the member function. We will start with the program hash include iostream using namespace std. We will declare the class temp. Here we will have one private data member as integer count. In a public section, we will have a constructor temp colon count 5 opening and closing bracket. Here we are going to write a operator function as void operator plus plus count equal to count plus 1. Our operator function will end. We will have display function as cout count, the value of count, and our class will end here. Now we will write a main function. It will be integer main. Inside this we will declare the object of class temp as temp t. Then we will write plus plus t dot display return 0 and our main function will end. Now, here when we write plus plus t, this particular line will be converted by the compiler internally as t dot plus plus and the member function plus plus will be called. When the above code is compiled and executed, it will produce the following result as count equal to 6. Now, let us see the overloading of unary operators using the friend function. When unary operator is overloaded using the friend function, it is must to pass one argument to the friend function. Because friend function does not have this pointer, if an attempt is made to modify some value of an object which is passed as argument, then the friend function actually operates on a copy because it is passed by value. Thus, it is a must to work on a copy of the object so that it returns a newly initialized object having the modified values. To work directly on the original object, the reference parameter can be used in the operator overloaded friend function. Overloading of binary operators. The binary operators can be overloaded using member function as well as the friend function. Overloading the binary operators using member function. When overloading the binary operators using the member function, the left side of operand must be an object of the class and the right side of the operand may be either a built-in type or a user defined type. It is possible to have the consecutive overloading of the binary operators. The binary operators overloaded through the member function takes one argument which is a formal argument. The binary operator function takes the first object as an implicit operand and the second operand must be passed explicitly. The function prototype which is included when overloading the binary operator using member function is as follows. Return type operator op in bracket class name ampersand. The function definition should be as follows. The return type class name scope resolution operator operator op in bracket class name ampersand object name and the body of the function. Now, let us see a program to implement the usage of binary operator overloading using the member function. Now, here we are going to define the class of complex and we are going to overload two binary operators for this particular class, that is plus and minus. So, let us start with the program hash include iostream using namespace std. Here we will try to define the class complex. Two data members will be private integer a comma b. We will start with the public section. First we will write a member function get value void get value. Here we will write a message to the user as cout enter the value of complex number ab, c in ab, our function will end. Now we will write a binary operator function plus complex that is a return type of operator function operator plus and in bracket complex c. Inside the body of the code we will write complex t dot a is equal to a plus c dot a, t dot b equal to b plus c dot b and return c. As you can see here, the object that is passed implicitly will refer to the values a and b, and the object that is passed as an argument will refer to the value c dot a, c dot b. Now we will define one more member function minus as complex operator minus complex c. Here again we will define the temporary object as complex t, and the code will be t dot a is equal to a minus c dot a, t dot b equal to b minus c dot b, and return c, and our function will end. We will have void display as a member function. Here we will try to display the value as c out the value of a plus the value of b I slash n, and our display function will end and our class definition will end. So, here in this particular class we had defined two member functions, that is get value and display, and two operator functions plus and minus, which are binary operators. Now, let us start with the main program. Integer main will define the object of class complex as complex c1, c2, c3, c4. Here first we will take a value for the object c1 as c1 dot get value, then c2 dot get value. Now we will write a operator as c3 is equal to c1 plus c2 and c4 is equal to c1 minus c2. Here, as you can notice here, the object that is going to be called is c1 is the object which will call the function plus, and c2 will be passed on as argument. In the second line, the c1 is a function which will call the operator function minus, and c2 will be passed as an argument. Now we will display the message c out the complex number 1 is c1 dot display, c out complex number 2 is c2 dot display, c out sum is equal to c3 dot display, c out difference is equal to c4 dot display, return 0, and our main program will end. Now when the above code is compiled and executed, it will produce the result as enter the value of complex number a, b. Suppose the value entered are 1 and 3, then it will display enter the value of complex number a, b. Suppose the values entered are minus 2 and 4, then it will display complex number 1 as 1 plus 3i, complex number 2 as minus 2 plus 4i, the sum is equal to minus 1 plus 7i, and difference is equal to 3 minus 1i. Now let us see a program to overload relational operators. Now here we are going to define the class of distance, and we will overload the operator here which is less than as a relational operator. So let us start with the program. Hash include iostream using namespace std. Here we will try to define the class distance. Class distance, the private data members will be integer feet and integer inches. In public section we will have a default constructor distance. Here we will write a code as feet equal to 0 and inches equal to 0. Then we are going to have a parameterized constructor distance integer f comma integer I, feet is equal to f, inches is equal to I. We are going to have a member function display distance. So it will be void display distance. Here we will write a message as c out f colon feet, I colon inches. Now we are going to write a operator function minus. So it will be distance operator minus, feet is equal to minus feet, inches is equal to minus inches, return distance in bracket feet comma inches. Now we are going to overload the relational operator less than. So return type will be boolean operator less than in bracket constant distance ampersand t. Here we are trying to compare. If feet is less than d dot feet, return true. If feet is equal to d dot feet and inches is less than d dot inches, then return true and then return false. Our function will end and our class will end here. Now here in this particular class, we have defined the default constructor, we have defined the parameterized constructor, we have declared the member function display distance, and two operators, one is operator minus and second is operator less than. Now let us start with the main program. Integer main distance d1 in bracket 11 comma 10, d2 in bracket 5 comma 11. So here two objects of the distance has been defined, one is d1, second is d2. If d1 is less than d2, c out d1 is less than d2 end L, else c out d2 is less than d1 end L, return 0. Now the main program will end. When the above code is compiled and executed, it will produce the result as d2 is less than d1. Overloading binary operator using friend function. The private members of the class cannot be accessed through outside functions, but it is possible by using friend function. Friend functions may be used in place of a member function for overloading the binary operator. The difference is that friend function requires two arguments to be explicitly passed to the operator function, while a member function requires only one argument. The function prototype which is to be included for overloading the binary operator is as follows. The friend return type operator op inside bracket the arguments. The function definition should be done as follows. The return type operator op, the argument list and the code of that particular function. Now let us see a program to implement the usage of a binary operator overloading using the friend function. Here we are going to define a class as my class and we are going to overload two binary operators plus and minus. So let us start with the program. Hash include iostream using namespace std class my class. In a private section integer a comma integer b. In public part we will have one constructor which is a my class, which is a default constructor. We will have one more constructor which is a parameterized constructor, my class integer x comma integer y, a equal to x, b equal to y, and our constructor will end. We will have show as a member function where we will display the value of a and b on the screen as cout a, endl b, endl, and function will end. Now we will have friend operator function declaration here as friend my class operator plus my class comma my class. Second is friend my class operator minus my class comma my class semicolon, and the function will end. As you can see here, the friend function declaration is inside the class, but the definition will be always outside the class. So friend is a keyword, my class is a return type, operator is a keyword, plus is a operator that we are going to overload, and my class comma my class are two objects of this particular class will be taken as an argument. Now let us define the function operator function plus. It will be defined as my class operator plus in bracket my class ob1 comma my class ob2. Now let us start with the body of the function. My class temp dot a is equal to ob1 dot a plus ob2 dot a, temp dot b equal to ob1 dot b plus ob2 dot b, return temp, and the function will end. Second operator function will be defined now. My class operator minus my class ob1 comma my class ob2, my class temp dot a is equal to ob1 dot a minus ob2 dot a, temp dot b is equal to ob1 dot b minus ob2 dot b, return temp, and our function will end. Now let us start with the main function. Integer main my class a 100 comma 200, my class b in bracket 10 comma 20. Now here in both the object declaration the parameterized constructor will be called. C is equal to a plus b, c dot show, then d is equal to a minus b, d dot show. When the above code is compiled and executed, it will produce the result as 110 and 220 and 90 and 180. Overloading the insertion and extraction operators. C++ is able to input and output the built-in data types using the stream insertion operator and extraction operator. The stream insertion and stream extraction operators also can be overloaded to perform the input and output for user defined types like an object. It is important to make operator overloading function a friend of the class because it would be called without creating an object. Now let us see a program to overload the stream insertion and stream extraction operator. Hash include iostream using namespace std class distance. In private we are going to define two data members as integer feet, integer inches. In public section one default constructor distance feet equal to 0, inches equal to 0, parameterized constructor as distance integer f comma integer I, feet is equal to f, inches is equal to I. Now we are going to overload the operator as friend, ostream, and operator which is going to be now insertion operator, ostream and output comma constant distance ampersand d. Now just look at this particular line carefully. Friend is a keyword, ostream is basically the object for which the insertion operator is belongs to. So return type is ostream ampersand. In the argument list we are going to define the object of class OStream, that is OStream ampersand output, and one object of class distance. Now let us look at the code. Here for displaying the object on the screen, we are going to use the operator output. So it will be output, the operator insertion f colon d dot feed I colon d dot inches, and return output. Our function will end. Now we will overload the operator extraction. Now it is going to be on the same line, friend IStream ampersand operator extraction IStream ampersand input comma distance ampersand d. Now here friend is a keyword. IStream ampersand is returning the object of class IStream by reference. IStream ampersand input is basically the object of class IStream is taken as an argument, and one class object is taken as an argument. And inside the body of the function, it will be input, the extraction operator d dot feed, extraction operator d dot inches, and return input, and our operator function will end and our class will end. So here we have defined one default constructor, we have defined the parameterized constructor, the insertion operator and extraction operator for the class distance. Now we will start with the main program, integer main. We will declare the object of class distance as distance d1 in bracket 11 comma 10, d2 5 comma 11 and d3. Here for d1 and d2 parameterized constructor will be called, and for d3 the default constructor will be called. Now we will display the message cout, enter the value of object C in d3, cout first distance d1, cout second distance d2, cout third distance d3, return 0. When the above code is compiled and executed, it will produce the result as enter the value of the object. Suppose the value entered is 70 and 10, then the first distance is f is 11, I is 10, the second distance is f is 5, I is 11, and the third distance is f is 70, I is 10. ANSYS C language implements the strings with the help of the character arrays, pointers and string functions. So now let us see the manipulation of strings using operators. It does not provide operators for manipulation of strings. For example, to copy a string, it is must that initially the length of the string is to be found. Then it has to allocate the required amount of memory. Even in C++ language, the problem arises. It is possible to create own definition of the operator that can be used to modify the string in the same way like that of decimal numbers. It is possible by a new class called as a string class, which help to overload the small number of operators to work on string objects. Some of them are string comparison, equal to, not equal to, less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to. For example, the statement string 1 equal string 2 can be used to compare the contents of two string objects. Stream insertion and extraction, example cout str1 or cin str2. String concatenation, plus or plus equal to, example str plus str2 will concatenate two string object to produce the new string object. str1 plus equal to str2 will append str2 into str1. The assignment operator, example str1 is equal to str2 will assign the value of str2 into str1. Character indexing or subscripting. The square bracket operator does not provide index bound check. That is, it is must to ensure that the index is within the bounds. To perform index bound check, the strings at member function can be used. For example, strn can be used to get the character at index n. strn is equal to c can be used to modify the character at index n. Restriction on overloaded operators. Operators can be overloaded only for user defined types or a mix of user defined types and fundamental types. Only the operators which are part of C++ language can be overloaded. The number of operands that an operator takes cannot be changed. Any operator function must have at least one operand which is user defined type. The meaning of the operator cannot be changed. The priority of the operator cannot be changed. The operator precedence cannot be changed in overloading. The operator associativity cannot be changed in overloading. In case of overloading binary operators, left side operator must be an object of the class when overloaded operator function is a member function of the class. Binary operators overloaded through a member function of the class take one argument and overloaded through friend function takes two arguments. Unary operators overloaded through member function of the class does not take any argument and overloaded through friend function must take one argument. Type conversion. In many situations, it is required to convert one data type to another. The process of converting data type of a variable into another data type is known as a type conversion. When conversion of integer to float, character to integer, double to integer, etc. is done, compiler also does implicit type conversion. In general, type conversion with respect to user data type, that is class, is divided into three parts. They are conversion from built-in data types to class type, conversion from class type to built-in type, and conversion from one class type to another type. Let's see the conversion from built-in data type to class type. To convert a basic built-in type to class type, the simple method is to use parameterized constructor, which takes the argument of basic type, which is to be converted to class type. The constructor perform actual type conversion from the arguments type to the constructor class type. Now there are two methods in which it will be done. Let's see the first one, conversion from integer to class type. We'll define one argument constructor type as follows: demo in bracket integer and the constructor body. Example, in the main statement is written as demo d equal to 10. When compiler finds this statement, it comes to know that both the types demo and int are not compatible, so it look for the conversion routine which can convert an integer to a demo class. When it finds there is a constructor which takes integer as an argument, it calls the constructor, pass the value 10 and then construct the object d using the constructor function. Second, conversion of character star to class type. Suppose the code is written as follows: string in bracket character star, length is equal to strlen of a, p is equal to new char length plus 1, string copy p comma a. Now it builds a string type object from char star type to variable a. The variable length and p are data members of the class string. Once the constructor is defined and it is used for conversion from char star type to the string data object. Conversion from class type to built-in type. To convert a class type to built-in type, the method that is adopted is that of simple. Define an operator function by the name of the data type, the class data type to be converted to. The general form is as follows: operator, data type, opening closing bracket and operator body. In the above syntax, the operator is a keyword and data type is a type in which the class type will be converted to. There is no return type or argument specified for the function. It is a member of a class, so any data member or function can be used inside the conversion function. Any processing over data member can be done as per the requirement, but in the end the function is about to return, it is must to return a value of type data type. Now let's see the example, conversion of class type to int. Suppose if the class code is as follows: operator int in bracket integer x, some statements, return x. In the above main, it is return integer num is equal to d, where d is an object of demo class. When compiler finds the statement integer num equal to d, it comes to know that both the types are not compatible, so it will look for the conversion routine and it will convert the class object to the built-in data type. The casting operator function must satisfy the following conditions, and they are as follows: it must be a class member, it must not specify a return type, it must not have any arguments. Since it is a member function, it is invoked by the object and hence the values used for the conversion inside the function belong to the object invoking the function. It means the function does not need any argument. The last is conversion from one class to another. For example, see the sample code, object x equal to object y. In the above code, object x is an object of class x and object y is an object of class y. The class y type data is converted to the class x type data and the converted value is assigned to the object x. Since the conversion takes place from object y to x, y is known as the source class and x is known as the destination class. Such conversion between the objects of different classes can be carried out by either a construction or a conversion function. The casting operator should be as follows: the operator type name. The above function converts the class object of which it is a member or a type name. The type name may be the built-in type or a user-defined type. In case of conversion between objects, the type name refers to the destination class. When a class needs to be converted, a casting operator function can be used. Conversion takes place in the source class and the result is given to the destination class object. In case of a single argument constructor function, serves as an instruction for converting the argument type to the class type, which is a member. When a conversion using the constructor is performed in the destination class, it must be able to access the data members of the object sent as an argument. Since the data members of the source class are private, it is must to use a special access functions in the source class to facilitate its data flow to the destination class. The conversion from one class to another class is basically summarized in a following figure. Here there are two objects, object x equal to object y. So we can convert the value to the type x or the argument of type x, and three conversions are given. The operators that may be overloaded both in their unary and binary form are plus, minus, star and slash. The operators that cannot be overloaded using the friend function are equal to, access operator, square bracket operator and round bracket operator. To work directly on the original object, the reference parameters can be used in the operator overloaded friend function. When overloading binary operator using the operator function as a class member function, the left side operand must be an object of the class and the right side operand may be the either built-in data type or user defined type. The binary overloaded operator function takes the first object as an implicit operand and the second operand must be passed explicitly. The private members of the class cannot be accessed through outside functions, but it is possible by using the friend function. It is possible by a new class called as string class, which helps to overload a small number of operators to work on string objects. The square bracket operator does not perform index bound check. It is must to ensure that the index is within the bounds. Only the operators which are part of C++ language can be overloaded. The operator precedence cannot be changed in overloading. The process of converting data type of variable into other data type is known as type conversion. To convert basic built-in type to class type, the simple method is to define the parameterized constructor which takes argument of a basic type which is converted to a class type. To convert a class type to built-in type, the method that is adopted is the simple operator function.